This 26 Sports and CCTV high school basketball presentation is presented by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
And welcome back. Cadillac High School, Jay Simon alongside Eric Richards. Cadillac Vikings 33-30 lead on the Alpena Wildcats as we get the third quarter of action underway. Wildcats with the ball. And right away, Keegan Brooks says, "Thank you very much."
Good defense.
I'll
there.
take that.
Good start for the Vikings here.
Brooks with 9 to pace the Vikings at this point. Breaking a three-way tie, as mentioned at halftime, with 2 other teammates. DeRocher. And Kahani's going to get the foul call. That's the problem with being as big and strong as Jake Kahani is. That's the kind of good defense, little bump that you and I might do that nothing, it just happens, right?
Right.
Kahani does it, the kid falls 4 feet away from him, and a foul call gets made, right?
And you would say it's a flop, but it's really not.
No.
Kahani's so big and strong, people bounce off him.
It's like being hit by a Caterpillar truck or something. It's ridiculous. Oh, that's a gorgeous look. What a bounce pass from DeRocher. Finding a cutting,
and
who's copping.
As a coach, you see Kahani up top getting those cheap fouls. You just got to be pulling the hair out of your head. Well, too late for him. It probably happened 3 years ago. But
Kahani with great position on the block with the layup.
Being the Vikings aren't blessed with a lot of size this year, he's their big threat down low. You don't want to see him getting those cheap fouls.
If they're going to call this on Kahani, I'm going to feel kind of bad for him. Are they discussing this?
Yeah, Kahani totally turned his back away from the play.
He's just like trying to walk away from it.
Yeah.
No, they are going to get him. Wow. That's a tough call.
That's a real tough call.
Benzenberg, I think Coach Benzenberg even saying to him, like, hey, I mean, what? Yeah, it is not a shooting foul. It was definitely on the floor, but
that is a really, really tough call for Cadillac.
There's plenty of other people you could have called that on. Actually, I thought he just tried to pass it around Kahani's head and couldn't get it back. There's a throwaway. And here comes Hoagland, 3-on-2.
Oh,
Hoagland, nice little Euro. Can't get it to go. Benson gets rejected emphatically, and here come the Wildcats. And we're going to get an offensive charge on Bruce Copping as he lays a bruising on the interior. Boy, what a little nifty Euro step from Maddox. Hoagland on the other end. Just didn't finish.
Gorgeous. Just, man. $20 move, 5-cent finish.
Story of my life.
You and me both, pal.
37-32 Vikings.
That's why I just shoot threes.
That's right. Hope that 1 and 3 and 10 go in. Nice look by Hoagland to Mickelson, who can't finish, and now Mickelson's going to draw the foul. Maddox got lucky that they didn't call the travel on him. He took that sort of third step as he passed it.
I think the referee is starting to get a little disturbed with Alpena's antics after calls. It's the second or third time in a row that they've responded, shaking their heads, walking away from play after a foul's been called on them.
Mickelson misses the first. Both teams, we mentioned at the halftime, shooting very well free throw wise. Yeah, they get a substitution. Yeah, he's not on the floor, right? Okay.
Yeah, he's got 4 fouls. It just said on the board there.
Oh, that was Copping's 4th?
That's what it said on the board. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's what they had up there.
My stats are not the greatest. I don't. It's tough for me to keep track of fouls and call the game, but I didn't have him for that many. But I would trust the official scorebook well before I would trust myself. DeRocher loses the handle, fortunately to a teammate. There's Goike, short on the jumper, and Keegan Brooks aggressively going after the ball. Boy, Brooks has really matured over the last couple of years as a floor leader. 3 there is off the mark, and Goike does a nice job of boxing Hoagland out, not allowing him to get to that rebound.
You know, a lot of people would say Keegan don't shoot that shot, but you know what? He was in rhythm, and I don't think Cadillac's coach minds so much those shots. And, you know, they've been hitting them. So, you know, don't stop what you're doing, what you're good at.
And there's a throwaway by the Wildcats. The most disappointing thing about Copping picking up that 4th foul is that Glorious Beard goes to the bench.
You know, I was waiting to have a chance to call the beard-to-beard, play. where one of them passes to the other one, they get a layup on it. I was with beard to beard, but I just
I have to wait till the fourth quarter now.
Ruined it for me. I was waiting.
Nice kick out, and we're going to get a 3-second call on the Vikings. It's a nice kick out by Genema to Hoagland. Unfortunately, it wasn't on the money, and the 3-second call.
Yeah, that'd be who I'd kick it out to. Hoagland has a very, very pretty shot.
You get the impression these Vikings could just kill somebody on a hot shooting night.
Oh, man.
And get destroyed on a night where they can't hit anything.
Yeah.
A nice steal there by Maddox Hoagland. He's got a 2-on-1, has a man to his left, finds him, and Brooks will draw the foul, telling Hoagland, I need that ball a smidge earlier.
Yeah, yeah. He held on to it just a little bit too long, didn't give Keegan a whole lot of time to adjust the defense and do something with the shot, but still he managed to catch it and put a decent attempt up there and drew a foul. But the Vikings defense from first quarter to now is just improved tenfold. It's so much better. They're getting the passing lanes. Nothing is easy for Alpena right now, and you really haven't heard us call DeRocher's name too much.
Nope.
And that's a tip of the hat to the Vikings. They made some good halftime adjustments there.
Brooks goes 1 of 2.
Vikings with the press again.
38-32. Cadillac. DeRocher will help to bring the ball up the floor.
Kind of like a press for show, not so much doing it to get a turnover, just
kind of a man-to-man thing. If you get rid of the other player, you get rid of the extra defender, right?
Yeah.
So Kevin Gregory would say, Daddy's got the ball. Just go down there. I'll bring it up.
He said that to me so many times.
Oh, yeah. Goike can't finish, but Goebel on the interior can't get it to go, but finishes. Boy, Goebel's a strong-looking kid, too.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of these kids on Alpena look like they hit the weight room. They're pretty thick all around there, and they have magnificent beards.
Sure do. Maybe they've got dumbbells on the bus. I mean, what do you do for 3 hours on
Dumbbell
a
for
bus?
beards, maybe.
Right?
Man, Walker Martin's got himself a glorious beard. I'm so jealous of that thing.
Goebel makes them both. 38-34 Cadillac. Yeah, Aiden Raphael. That is always a bad indication when you see a kid shoot and immediately run after the ball. That's when you know it's off the mark.
That's when it's a pass and that my teammates weren't ready.
Yeah. Why weren't you looking? What the heck?
Telling you.
Martin driving, cut off by Hoagland nicely. He'll reset. DeRocher, nice little
play.
back post, and then doesn't finish. Ooh.
I think
DeRocher touched it just before it went out of bounds, too, and make matters worse.
I think it's starting to look like DeRocher's getting a little frustrated. Has he scored this half
He
yet?
has not.
And I think that's starting to weigh on him a little bit. The Vikings are defending him well. They're denying him the ball. He's got to work hard for every touch he gets, and when he gets that touch, he's not completing it.
Led all scorers with 13 first-half points. And has yet to get in the book here in the second half, midway through the third. Chris Mickelson. That would be his dad. Cale Mickelson back into the game. There's a nice bounce pass across the paint, but unable to finish is Colin Donikowski, and the Vikings the other way. Genema using those Genema pogo stick legs, lays it up and in.
Transition offense there by the Vikings.
Obviously, that's genetic. Yeah. And there's another steal. And we're going to get a charge as Martin did a nice job of establishing position. But boy, you see the athleticism and leaping ability in the Genema jeans. And Martin egging on the crowd.
I had the privilege of playing with Vinny's dad and some Gusmakers with Kevin Gregory, and it's definitely genetic.
I've heard that's where all the hardware comes from.
Yes.
Got a timeout on the floor. First time out of the game, actually. Vikings will take it as Walker Martin lets you know that they were about to call it. That is bringing the crowd back into the game right there. I don't know about that one.
My motto in Gusmakers is get a guy who can handle the ball, like it's really good dribbling and passing. Get a guy who's really good at rebounding and playing defense. I can sit out there and shoot threes.
There's that line.
We got a lot of trophies that way.
That's right.
We added Darren Washington to the mix. We got a shout out to Darren Washington. That guy was the best concrete player I've ever seen. That guy, wow.
Well, I haven't I haven't played a whole lot of hoops with you, but I can definitely say that seared into my memory is running out at you, hand up, watching you release above my outstretched arm, turning and watching it settle through the net.
We used to have fun.
40-34, Vikings with a 6-point lead. You like that timeout from Coach Benzenberg at this point in the game?
I do. They looked like they were starting to get a little out of control, just a little bit. And I think he wanted to stop that like right now. Listen, we're playing well. Let's not try to do too much. Let's keep under control. Be patient. Be fast, but be patient. Good timeout.
Vikings showing a little bit of a zone here. DeRocher on the interior can't finish, but he's going to draw the foul on Cale Mickelson. Cale Mickelson is built a lot like his dad. He is a strong young man as well.
He's a little bit more trim than his dad these days. No offense, Chris.
I'm glad you said it so I didn't have to.
Well, you know, it's our job to be honest.
Facts
correct?
are facts. That's right.
It's the
Facts are
facts.
facts.
Of course, I'm faster than Chris, so I can say that and still
Yeah,
get away
that's
with
right,
it. Because if he gets a hold of me.
Just as long as he doesn't get a hold of you. That's the key.
This would be DeRozier's first points of the half, I believe.
They are.
And he gets that one to rattle in.
He does still have a game-high 15. And the Wildcats have trimmed it to 4. Brooks. Benson loses the handle into the hands of Mickelson. Cochran on the baseline. Mickelson will try the straightaway 3. Got his hand tapped. Goebel's just giving him a high five for that 3-point attempt.
Alpena's doing a good job of getting out their shooters. They're realizing now that they can shoot and make them, and they're hustling out there.
DeRocher cleaning up the boards.
I'd like to see some pump fakes now, some shot fakes and go to the basket that way. I think that would keep Alpena a little more honest on their 3-point shooting.
And Brooks is going to get the foul on Martin. Martin is upset. He thought he had his hand on the ball.
And they're talking to him now. Like I said earlier, the refs are starting to get a little bit fed up with the Alpena players drawing after every call.
That particular official is, I can tell you, from many games I've broadcasted, not one to mess with.
Well, he's bald. He's angry.
Well, that too, yeah. That's a good-looking guy.
You don't mess with the bald.
I haven't noticed. Maddox Hoagland to the tin. No. Nice rebound by Cochran. Rejected from behind by DeRocher. And then Goebel rips away the board.
That was a good sequence of offensive rebounding by the Vikings. Just could not get the finish.
Vikings aggressively defending up top. And looking down low for Martin off the hi-hat. It'll be Alpena basketball under their own hoop. 2-point Cadillac lead here late in the third. 2.5 to go.
Does it feel like Alpena's pressing a little bit? Like they're in a hurry, like they're impatient, like they realize they got to be quick. Yeah, Vikings doing a good job playing defense.
Boy, DeRocher misses 2 bunnies. Goebel, though, comes up with another board. DeRocher will draw the foul. Are they going to say this is on the floor? Nope, they're pointing up 2. That indicates a shot attempt. They're going to get it on Cooper Benson.
Yeah, Cooper was leaning into him a little bit on the drive, putting his chest into him a little bit.
And it will send DeRocher to the line for a couple more, where he has not missed. 5 of 5 on the night.
But I guess I'm a little confused now as what they're calling in the a shooting foul and on the floor foul, because that play in the
earlier.
first half I thought it was clearly in the process of shooting, and that one there he was clearly dribbling.
The only thing I can think of was he was going into his 2-step approach to shooting type thing. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Chris DeRocher, I sincerely apologize for the broadcaster jinx as he missed the first one but makes the second. Works every time. So it's power that has to be used responsibly. It really does.
He can't do everything well, You can't
Maddox
be 6'5".
again.
That Maddox kid, he can play. He can play.
DeRocher will bring it over the timeline.
You can't be 6'5" and be able to drive, shoot, dribble, and pass, and then shoot 100% from the line. You got to have a flaw somewhere.
Right. There you go.
I'm sorry, that's just the rule.
And losing the handle is Wisniewski.
And again, right there, that turnover is a prime example of it's like they're trying to go too fast. I think the Vikings defense is starting to get to them a little bit. They're starting to press themselves. and it's wearing on them.
Just a 1-point game, though. Oh, Cochran not looking. Fortunately, Cooper Benson was.
Heads up play by Cooper there.
Benson with the lefty, he won't go.
I think it's a 1-point game because the Vikings just can't seem to put the ball in the hole right now. Because they've had a lot of good shots that just have not gone in. And
Benson with the classic frustration that he didn't get a foul call on the one end and commits a foul on the other end.
It's happened a time or two in my career.
Yeah. A little amped up, come back the other way, and
this game kind of has a feel right now, Jay, to where one big shot, like 1 3 from one team, is going to do something. It's going to energize the team, and it's going to like make a difference somewhere along the lines of this game. It's going to come down to like one big shot somewhere along the lines here, I think.
Goike makes the first. There's been no threes in this quarter, no threes in the second half.
And that's shocking from the first half we saw where, man, if you were in the zip code, you were launching it and making it.
6 threes by the Vikings in the first half. Keegan Brooks says, I'll take care of that right now. No. In and out. Mickelson in the right spot, though. Lays it up and in.
Mickelson doing some dirty work down there.
Keegan Brooks hitting just about every piece of the rim you could on that shot. And the Vikings go back up by 1, 42-41. Goike working against Brooks. Tough shot in the lane, won't go. And Maddox. And Maddox, they're going to call this on the floor.
He's got a little bit of limp going there.
Colin Donikowski not allowing Maddox Hoagland to get a ball up on the rim. It's a good foul.
It was a good foul, smart foul. Because the Cadillac crowd was starting to get a little excited. He was coming down the floor. If he would have made that and got fouled, that would have erupted him. That would have been that big shot I was telling you about.
Hoagland, straightaway 3! Yes! Maddox Hoagland with his 3rd triple of the game. And the Vikings go up 4 with 40 seconds to go here in the 3rd.
I know I've said it before, but he's got one of the smoothest, prettiest shots I've seen in high school basketball. That is just money.
If I could find that in a shop, I'd pay for it.
Right.
DeRocher stripped.
Good help defense.
Oh, they're going to say it's off Raphael. Rafael. I'm going to say Raphael. Raphael? I don't know.
Raphael.
Aiden, I am so sorry. I truly am.
Well, if you're
but I'm going to give
right.
you some love because, Aiden, that was a great strip. And I think could have called that off DeRocher. And there's a nice steal by Hoagland. Can he keep it in bounds? He cannot.
Maddox is balling tonight.
Yes.
He is straight balling tonight. That kid is all over the place. Steals, threes, rebounds, driving, dishing. He hasn't brought us any pizza yet, though. I'm a little disappointed in that aspect of his game.
Yeah. That's the only way you can be a 6-tool player, right?
Come on, Maddox.
Kevin would be so proud of you. Straight balling. Listen to you.
You know, I've hung out with Kevin enough. I know how he talks. I know how it goes.
Near throwaway there. Into the lane. No, left it short. Good drive by Goike.
That's too bad. That was a tough drive there. That was
5 seconds remaining. Last shot attempt here for the Vikings. Keegan Brooks for 3. No. And they will not put any time back on the clock. That will do it. 3 quarters are in the books. 45-41. The Cadillac Vikings, with a little surge at the end, take a 4-point lead into the final 8 minutes of play. Should be a good one. You don't want to miss it. We'll be back. 4th quarter action coming up on My News 26 and CCTV right after this.